Hello students, my name is Shashank Shekhar. So let us continue with the exercise of solution. Question says we have to calculate the solubility of methane in benzene at 298 Kelvin and under 760 mmHg. And we are given with the Henry law constant at that temperature, that is at 298 Kelvin, which is equals to 4.27 into 10 to the power 5 mmHg. Now we have to calculate solubility. Okay, so we know the formula for the calculation of our Henry law constant, that is kh is equals to, we can write P is equals to khx. Yes, P is equals to khx, or more appropriately kh chi, I would say, which chi is the mole fraction. So the pressure is given as 760 mmHg and your Henry law constant value is 4.27 into 10 to the power 5 mmHg, and your chi is to be calculated, that is the solubility. Therefore chi would be equals to 760 by 4.27 into 10 to the power 5. So when you will calculate this, you will get your solubility. Next question. So let us see the solution. So P is equals to 760 mmHg, kh is given. We use the formula P is equals to khx. Further, we use it to calculate chi, which is equals to 178 into 10 to the power minus 5. Therefore, the mole fraction is your solubility. In this question, the mole fraction was the solubility, right? So solubility can be expressed in various terms. So mole fraction is one of them. So do not get confused that how you will calculate solubility. It is not that it will be always in moles per liter or like that. Since all of these are way of representing the concentration, therefore mole fraction can also be considered as your solubility. Next question. So we have 100 gram of liquid A, which is dissolved in 100,000 gram of liquid B, and liquid A has a molar mass of 140 gram per mole and liquid B has a molar mass of 180 gram per mole. Now the next thing that is mentioned is the vapor pressure of pure liquid of B was found to be 500 torr. We have to calculate the vapor pressure of the pure liquid A and its vapor pressure in the solution if the total vapor pressure of the solution is 475 torr. Okay, so this we have to calculate. So first of all, how you will calculate all of this? So total pressure is given, right? Total pressure is given, and we have to calculate the vapor pressure of the pure liquid A, and vapor pressure of pure liquid B is mentioned, and its vapor pressure in the solution. All three, so three of the two things are given and two things we have to calculate. So let us see the solution. So first of all, we will calculate the number of moles, which is given mass by molar mass for both liquid A and B, right? Then we will calculate the mole fraction, because to use the formula of P is equals to P naught A XA or PB is equals to P naught B XB. From here, we can also calculate chi B, because chi B is nothing but 1 minus chi A. So this comes from the relation, this one, which says that chi A plus chi B is equals to 1. Therefore, chi B is nothing but 1 minus chi A. You don't have to calculate chi B separately. Okay. Now vapor pressure of pure liquid is 500 torr. So we will put this P naught B value 500 here, and chi B we have calculated to calculate PB. After that, we know that the total pressure is 475. So vapor pressure of liquid A in the solution would be P total minus PB, that is 32 torr. Further, when we have calculated PA, then we will calculate our P naught A. That would be PA by XA. So the vapor pressure of pure liquid is 280.7. Next question. So it says that the vapor pressure of pure acetone and chloroform at 328 Kelvin is 741.8 mmHg and 632.8 mmHg. Assuming that they form ideal solution over the entire range of composition, we have to plot P total, P chloroform and P acetone as a function of chi acetone, and the data is given as this. So you can see here that when the mole fraction of acetone is 0, the vapor pressure due to chloroform is 632. So it will be the vapor pressure due to pure chloroform because no acetone is present, which is 632.8, and it is mentioned here also. After that, we go on increasing the value of mole fraction of chi acetone, and hence the value of P acetone increases and the value of P chloroform decreases because its contribution decreases, right? At last, we have done put up this up to 72.1. Now from here, you can also calculate P total because we have to plot P total also. So basically, we have to plot a graph. On one side, we will have chi acetone is equals to 0 and chi chloroform is equals to 1. So since 1 is 0, so therefore other will be 1, right? At the other end, we have this value as, so it's basically it is 72.1, which is multiplied by 100. So if you just put this value of means if you calculate this value of chi acetone, then it would be 100 by 72.1 by 100, that is 0.72. So that is for acetone, and here it will for chloroform also. So it will be how much? 1 minus 0.72. That would give us 10 minus 8 2, and here it will be 9 minus 7 2, 0.28. So we'll plot this and also we'll calculate P total and plot this also. So let us see the solution. So they have calculated P total, okay, and all things are given as it is. Now further we will plot it. So at 0 we have 632, and it goes on decreasing. You can see that as the mole fraction of this chi acetone is increasing, this value is decreasing, and the value of P acetone is increasing. At the same time, the P total goes from here to here. Now if you see the graph, if you see this graph here, you can observe that this is not linear, okay? So if it had been linear, it would kind of look like this and not a curve, right? So I mean here that the graph should have been appeared like this for ideal solution, but you can see that it is being deviated in the negative part, okay? So it is being deviated in negative part by some value. So the solution of chloroform and acetone shows a negative deviation. Next, benzene and toluene form ideal solution over the entire range of composition. Next, it is mentioned that the vapor pressure of pure benzene and toluene at 300 Kelvin. So it is said that the pure benzene and toluene, the vapor pressure of pure benzene means P. So I am representing benzene by P naught B. So for pure, I put this naught here. It is given 50.71 mmHg, and P naught toluene is given as 32.06 mmHg. Now we have to calculate the mole fraction of benzene in vapor phase if 80 gram of benzene is mixed with 100 gram of toluene. So how we will calculate mole fraction? In the vapor phase, we have to calculate it in the vapor phase. So first of all, we will calculate the mole fraction in the solution phase. So that would be very simple. How you will calculate mole fraction of benzene? If you want to calculate, then it would be 80 by 80 plus 100. So number of moles I will calculate for benzene, that would be given mass by molar mass. What would be the molar mass? So if you calculate the molar mass of say benzene, that would be 12 into 6 for 6 carbons and 6 into 1 for 6 hydrogens. So 72 plus 6, that is 78 gram per mole. So this would be 78. Here also it would be 78, and here it will be, so mole fraction of toluene. So we have toluene, right? So toluene mole fraction will be 12 into 6. So 7 carbons would be there. 12 into 7 plus 5 plus 3, 8 hydrogens. So 12 7 ja. So if you don't know, the toluene looks like this. Okay, so we have 3 hydrogens and 1 hydrogen here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So that would be a total of 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 hydrogens and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 carbons. So 7 to the 14, 84 plus 8. 84 plus 8, that would give us 92. Right? So this will be divided by 92. So this would give you chi b. So let us calculate this thing. Chi b is equals to 80 by 78 by 80 by 78 plus 100 by 92. Similarly, if you want to calculate toluene, we will just subtract it from 1. So that would be this one. Now we have chi b and chi t. Okay, right? So we can calculate P naught. So Pb is equals to P naught B XP. We know this formula. So P naught B is given, that is for pure benzene, it is given as 50.71 multiplied by chi B, which is 80 by 78 divided by 80 by 78 plus 100 by 92. Meanwhile, you can calculate P toluene also. So that would be P naught B, P naught T, chi T. Okay. So for pure toluene, the vapor pressure is 32.06 multiplied by chi T is nothing but 1 minus 80 by 78 by 80 by 78 plus 100 by 92. Now we have PB, we have PT. So further, we know another formula, that is for vapor phase, which says that PA is equals to YA P total, where your PA is the nothing but your vapor pressure in the solution phase. Okay, YA is the mole fraction in the gaseous phase and P total is the total pressure. Therefore YA will be equals to PA by P total. So we have calculated all of this, right? So if you are calculating for benzene, then it would be PB YB, okay, P total. Now we have PB value here. This will be PB value. And what will be the P total? So once we have calculated PB and PT, so P total will be nothing but PB by PB plus PT. So total vapor pressure will be vapor pressure by benzene plus vapor pressure by toluene. So we have used Dalton's law of partial pressure here. So once you put all these values in here in this formula of PB, PB plus PT, you will get chi B. YB, that is mole fraction in the vapor phase. Now for toluene, what would be? That would be nothing but Y toluene is equals to 1 minus YB. So let us see the solution. First of all, molar mass of benzene is 78, molar mass of toluene is 92. Then further we have calculated number of moles for both of this. Now mole fraction of benzene is 0.486 and mole fraction of toluene is 1 minus 0.486, that is 0.514. Now vapor pressure is given, that vapor pressure of pure benzene is this and vapor pressure of pure toluene is this. Therefore partial vapor pressure of benzene will be Pb is equal into, so here will be P naught. Okay, because it is for pure, so we represent it with P naught. So they have calculated again Pb as we have calculated earlier. Here also it will be P naught. At last it will be Pb by Pb plus Pt. That would give us 0.6 and for this is for Yb, that is 0.6. Now Ya is equals to, or Yt toluene is equals to 1 minus 0.6, that is 0.4. Next question. The air is a mixture of number of gases. The major component are oxygen and nitrogen with approximate proportion of 20 and 79%. The water is in equilibrium at a pressure of 10 atm. Okay. At 298 Kelvin, if the Henry's law constant is 298 Kelvin, is 3.30 in 10 to the power 7 and 6.51 10 to the power 7. So KH for both oxygen and nitrogen is given. Calculate the composition of these gases in water. Okay, so we have to calculate the composition of these gases in water. So the formula is simple. How we calculate it? Calculate the composition of these gases in water. So we know Henry's law, it is P is equals to KHX or chi. This is our formula. Okay. Now for calculating this, how you will proceed? A percentage is also given, right? Percentage is also given, so you can calculate the mole fraction from here. And pressure is given, that is 10 atm. Pressure is also given and KH is also given. So let us see the solution. So percentage is this and percentage of nitrogen is this. So first you will calculate the partial pressure of oxygen. Okay, partial pressure of oxygen. So if you are calculating in terms of mmHg, we will multiply this 10 atm by 760, that would give us 7600. Now partial pressure of oxygen will be 20 by 100 into 7600, that is mole fraction multiplied by KH, and here also mole fraction multiplied by KH. Now according to Henry's law, mole fraction multiplied by P. Okay, according to Henry's law we can calculate X, right? We can calculate X of O2 by this formula, and similarly X for N2, chi for N2 by this formula. Got it? Hence the mole fraction is this and this. So what we have done here, if you look back, so first we have calculated PB. Okay, we calculated PA and PB. How we have calculated? We have used the formula, that is PA is equals to P naught A XA, right? Now what is given? XA is given in terms of concentration, so we written it 20 by 100. Okay, and it is given 7600. Similarly PB is equals to 79 by 100 into 7600. First we have calculated PA and PB. So once we got PA and PB, then we used this in the Henry's formula, that is PA is equals to KH chi A and PB is equals to KH chi B. So we have KH, we have PA, then we calculated chi A. Here also chi B. Determine the amount of CaCl2 if I is given as 2.47 and it is dissolved in 2.5 liter of water such that its osmotic pressure is 0.75. So basically pi is given as 0.75 atm, right? Pi is given as 0.75 atm and I is also given. So we will use the modified formula that pi is equals to ICRT, where I is the Ventov factor. It is given as 2.47. Concentration we have to calculate. R we know it is 8.314 and temperature is mentioned, it is joule per Kelvin per mole. So since this is given in atm, so I am taking it as how much. So first we write it 8.314 into joule per mole per Kelvin, right? And temperature is given as 27 degrees Celsius. That would give us 300 Kelvin if we add it with 273. So we have calculated temperature. We know I, we know pi, we know R. So if we have to convert this R into liter atm, right? Because all of these are in atm, therefore we'll convert into liter atm. So this 0.008 liter atm. Is 0.000. So after 4 decimal it will be like this. Okay, so that is liter atm per mole. So we will use the formula pi is equals to ICRT. We will calculate concentration from here. So as we get concentration, suppose we got concentration, so we have to what we have to calculate? We have to calculate the amount of CO2. So we calculate number of moles first of all, because volume is given as 2.5 liter. So number of moles is calculated, that is C into 2.5. Then amount will be calculated in grams. So that would be nothing but, so mass is equals to number of moles of CaCl2 multiplied by molar mass of CaCl2. That would give us mass of CaCl2. So it is done same in this here also. So they have directly put this formula here. You can calculate it separately. I think that would be more appropriate. So R value is 300. This is 0.0821 liter atm per Kelvin per mole, molar mass, and hence CaCl2 is 3.42 gram. So you should remember that the value of R in liter atm per Kelvin per mole is 0.0821 liter atm per Kelvin per mole. Last question. So in this question we have to determine the osmotic pressure of a solution which is prepared. So we have to calculate what? Osmotic pressure of a solution. How it is prepared? By dissolving 25 milligram of K2SO4 in 2 liter of water. Okay, so volume is given as 2 liter and your mass of K2SO4 is given, which is 25 milligrams. You can convert it into grams. That would give you millicentidecigram. That would give you 10 to the power minus 3 grams. Assuming that it is completely dissociated. Now if K2SO4 is completely dissociated, then what will be the value of your I? So K2SO4 will be dissociated into 2K plus and SO4 2 minus. So total number of particles are 1, 2, 3. So I will be equals to 2 plus 1, that is 3. Now we have I as equals to 3. So pi is nothing but I is equals pi is equals to I, that is 3. Concentration, what will be the concentration? It will be number of moles divided by molar mass of K2SO4. You can calculate it. I will calculate the molar mass of K2SO4. So mass of sodium, atomic mass of sodium molar mass of K2SO4 will be equals to 2 into atomic mass of sodium is how much? So potassium, calcium, scandium, titanium. Okay, so potassium is 21. So it would be approximately 21 into 2. Okay. SO4 sulfur it is 32, oxygen it is 16, for the 16 for the 6 for the 24. So let me do it for you. Okay. Atomic mass of potassium. 32. 16 for the 6 for the 24 to carry, 4 on the 4 to 6, 64. We'll calculate the molar mass of K2SO4 from here. You will put it here. Pi is equals to, and volume is given as 2 liter. ICRT. R will be 0.0821. Why I'm taking it liter ATM per mole per Kelvin? Because we have volume in liters. And temperature is 273 plus 25, that is 298. So you will calculate this thing to get the value of your pressure. So let us see the solution. So first we have dissociated K2SO4 completely. So 2K plus and SO4 2 minus. That would give us 3. Value of I is equals to 3. Then weight is given as 0.25. So we have converted into grams. So 10 to the power minus 3, that would give us 0.025. Volume is in liter. Temperature we have to always convert it into Kelvin. And R is taken as 0.0821 liter ATM per Kelvin per mole. Molar mass of K2SO4 is 2 into 39, 32 into 1, 16 into 4, that is 174 gram per mole. At last we put this all of this in one, given mass by molar mass 1 by V and 0.0821 and 298. That would give us 5.27 into 10 to the power minus 3. So this is your final osmotic pressure. Clear? So with this we have completed all of the exercise of solution. Clear? So next we will cover the next chapter in the next class. Thank you.